Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm going to be testing Assassin's Creed 3 on the GeForce GTX 950. If you want to see how it runs on the GeForce GTX 750 Ti, check the description below, I left a link to that video there. And for FPS monitoring, I'll be using cam. If you want to learn how to use it, click on the top right corner of the video where the cam logo is, or check the description below if you want to learn more. So, Assassin's Creed 3 by Ubisoft. First of all, this is the options menu. And what do we have here? Well, the resolution option just disappeared. I just closed the game, launched it again after a couple minutes, and the resolution option was gone. So I had to go into the INI file in order to tweak that. So I can choose my resolution from the INI file, or just have to jump into the multiplayer in order to change the resolution, which is ridiculous. But well, here we are. This is 1080p, by the way. Environment quality, we'll keep it on very high. Textures, normal or high, we'll keep it on high. Anti-aliasing, we have normal, high, very high, or TXAA, which is for, well, one technique made by NVIDIA. Then we'll get this on normal, on very high or high. The frame rate of the game usually drops around 5 FPS, so keep it on normal, it doesn't affect that much, and the game looks good enough. Then we have shadow quality, we have very high, high or normal, we keep it on very high, and we'll see what it happens. So let's jump into the game, shall we? Okay guys, now we're into the game. We're in the Boston part of the game, where the first time we get into the United States, which is, I think, 30 minutes after starting the game. I remember this part to be the most demanding when I first played the game back then. It was a terrible port. It still is for the most part, but just keep anti-aliasing normal, since high and very high seem to be MSIA 4 and 8 times. That's why the big performance hit, if you use anti-aliasing, is not a post-processing anti-aliasing like FXAA or SMAA. It's more of MSIA, which is multi-sample anti-aliasing. One of the most demanding anti-aliasing techniques are there. But as you can see, the game runs fine on 1080p. The highest setting without, well, anti-aliasing, as I said a second ago. And we're getting 60s. And we have some room to spare. As you can see, we're using from 75 to 80% of the GPU. That means we have some room to spare in case the game wants to, I don't know. There's some more demanding parts. It won't drop below 60 just yet. But as you can see, totally fine. One other thing, the game seems to be forcing VSync or something of the sort, or just capped at 60 frames per second. But yeah, I mean, the game runs fine, nothing to worry about. Back then it was a terrible port, it still is, but now we have the hardware to run it properly, which is good. This is one of the worst Assassin's Creeds according to the community. In my opinion, it's pretty good, just, well, it had a rough launch. The story isn't that bad, it just changed too many things. I mean, the combat is different, it's more like the newer games. The movement system, I mean the controls were changed, well, very drastically in comparison to the previous ones. You don't change between profiles like high profile, low profile like before. I mean, now you just run and the guy climbs by itself, which is kinda, well, it's simpler. The same with the combat. You don't have to block and press a button in order to parry. You just have to press a button and that's it. The guy will just return the attack. Way simpler. In my opinion, that was a bad idea. But, well, it works, so that's what matters. And you can get it very cheap right now, and you have a lot of time to play. I mean, a lot of playtime in here. And I think I spent, I don't know if less than $10 in a key site called Nubem, which is from Brazil. In that Brazilian website, I found this game with all the DLC to be around $7, which was pretty damn cheap, honestly. But yeah, I mean, I digress, but in this case, as you can see, the game runs fine. This city was the one that caused me more issues in the past when the game was first released. Now it seems to run fine. Okay, let's go up. Another thing I liked about this one is the weapons. But yeah, there were many additions, but they killed Assassin's Creed in some way with this one. The story wasn't that good. I mean, we've gone from Ezio, which is one of the most likable characters in the series, to Connor, which this one is not Connor. To Connor that is like not very likable at all, not charismatic like Ezio. That's why many people hated this game. That's just what I think. But yeah, let's go into the forest area. One other thing, when you're in the forest, you can climb trees, which looks kind of ridiculous. The branches are way too strong for a person to climb on them. They don't even move for the most part. But here is not like in previous games where you were in Italy or just one of those European cities. Now we are in the USA. And I like the setting, but the buildings are too separated between each other. So it's not like in the previous game that you can go into the rooftops and just go all across the rooftops in order to reach your destination. As you can see, the draw distances aren't that good. You can see that. Once I get closer, I'll start getting more detail, as you can see now. But yeah, at least the game plays fine, which is what matters. So yeah, there's no point in testing 900p or 720p because the game is capped at 60 or just be synced by default at 60. So we're gonna go past 60. That means 900p and 720p tests are pointless since both of them will be at 60 frames per second too. So I will test 1440p just for the sake of it. I know we won't maintain 60 there. But yeah, I'll just do it for the sake of it. Let's attack these gods. Let's see if I can kill them all. With my bare hands. Yes, I knocked one out. Another one. Another one. Another one. As you can see, it's very easy in comparison to the ones with had Ezio on. I mean, I'm not taking any damage whatsoever. And I killed how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 armed guards. I'm sorry, 6 or 7. There are some that are clipping. With muskets. I killed them with my bare hands. I just knocked them out. Now I killed them. You see how ridiculous that is? Even Assassin's Creed 4 is guilty of this. Well, it's just ridiculous, in my opinion. Well, let's just switch to 1440p. I'll have to go into the INI file from the game in order to change that. So see you there. Okay guys, so now we're at 1440p. As you can see, the cam's letters of the overlay are smaller. That means a higher resolution. In this case, we are at 1440p. And as you can see, I'm sorry, we are between 45 and 50 for the most part. So let's try to fix that, shall we? We go into the options menu here, graphics, environment, let's keep it on high, textures we'll keep them the same, and shadows let's keep them on high. So high settings instead of very high. And let's see what happens. Alright, now we got 60. And the game looks pretty much the same in my opinion. I don't see much of a difference, just less sharp shadows. Well, a little bit lower draw distances, but that's it. I mean, the game still looks fine for what I can see. And we're getting 60s, which is great. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, I don't see a single issue whatsoever here. But yeah, you can see the hit to the draw distance. I don't know if you can see that. The shadows at the distance in the windows, they're just gone there. And when I get closer, the windows up there, just the shadows are just drawing themselves. Yeah. Some hand-to-hand combat. Pretty simple. Yeah, just die please. As you can see, I'm a badass in this game, for some reason. It's so simple. It's ridiculously easy. That doesn't mean it's a bad game, but I would like to see I don't know, a difficulty setting or something like that. And we can aim too. We can shoot anyone. But if we kill too many people, well, we're desynchronized. I don't remember how to shoot. Holy shit. Shoot, shoot please. It should be triangle. Oh, there it is. I can aim, as you can see. Your ancestor did not kill civilians or domestic animals. Yeah, I know. That's just me. He's not my ancestor. Let's march with these guys. Nah, I'm kidding. Let's kill them all. Damn it. Let's just reload on a musket. One down. And let's kill the rest. Another one down. Oh, yeah, as you can see, it runs fine. There are no issues with this so far. I'm satisfied with the performance. Totally playable. I used to play this on the PS3 back then because my PC couldn't handle it. And it was, I think, 720p at sub 30 frames per second. This is a night and day difference, honestly. And he's down. Pfft. Easy as hell. It wasn't that easy back then when I played at the PS3. I think I'm just older and less stupid than before. Okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, I mean, it runs fine. Let's try 4K. We'll see what happens. Okay guys, so now we're back into the game at 4K. I'm using the same settings as 1440p, mostly high settings. Let me show you. I'm using high shadows, high textures, normal anti-aliasing, and high shadows. I'm sorry, high environment quality. Let's keep it on everything on the lowest. Let's have textures, let's keep it on high. So lowest setting with high textures, 4K. Let's see what we can get. Okay, even at the lowest setting, in some way, on 4K we're getting 40s for the most part. So let's just use the highest settings possible, without anti-aliasing of course, just to be closer to 30. And let's see if we can maintain 30. Okay, we cannot. We're below 30 at the highest setting, so let's just lower the shadow quality. We'll see if that helps. Shadows high instead of very high. Okay, so shadows is the most demanding setting, so keep them on high, the rest of the highest possible, without anti-aliasing of course, and you can get 44 FPS on 4K, mostly 40 to 44. Yeah, so far so good, as you can see. So let's just play a little more. and that should be it. Oh yes, as I said 1,000 times, oh shit, they didn't hit me there. I don't know how they can be so inaccurate at the same time. I don't know how he did that. Shit. Finally, someone hit me. For the first time. Oh yeah, just die please. Like any NPC on this game. And let's kill one of those guards up there that didn't see me killing, well, their buddies. He's down. Oh yeah, pretty ridiculous in some ways. Yeah, it was me. I'm here to report my crime. And he did... well, he started bleeding for some reason after I punched him. His neck started bleeding. Let's just get rid of the bodies, get them out of sight. There we go. I had to say the physics are better than the ones in Assassin's Creed 2. Those were kind of terrible for bodies. Now they are way better. But yeah guys, this game can be played on 1080p and below at 60 frames per second on the highest setting without anti-aliasing. Then you can play at 4K at 40 to 45 FPS on, well, the highest setting, no anti-aliasing, but with shadows on high instead of very high. And you can play at 1440p at 60 frames per second just by keeping shadows on high and environment on high instead of very high, and no anti-aliasing. So yeah, totally playable. Nothing bad to say about this in that regard. So that's perfect. Considering this was a terrible port back when it was first released. It's kind of ridiculous to think about it. A few years ago when this game was released, I played it on my PS3 at sub 720p at sub 30 FPS. And now I'm playing a 4K with better visuals than a PS3 and a higher frame rate. That's how crazy technology is, in some way. But yeah, it runs totally fine. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. And well, after I kill this guy, now we're talking. See you in the next one. Bye.